right, here we go. Go Sports Radio. Carver and Cuthbert here with you from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On the island. You know it. I mean, look, you got it. A doors open Wednesday? Come on. What a day. I mean, it is just beautiful out here. Perfect day for a doors open Wednesday down in Long Beach. Perfect day to be down at Borrelli's. Super busy. What is this kid doing? We have a lot to do today. Yankees and the Lollipop Guild. We'll talk about that. Jazz, Lollipop Gate with him. I can't believe we're going to discuss this. We got Jazz and the Yankees in Detroit. Mets playing a doubleheader today against the Cubs. Man, just shut it down. At this point, just shut it down. How about this Senga? They keep running him out there. He stinks. Oh, my goodness. The last 48 hours have felt like the NHL trade deadline on steroids. There's been so many deals, including, man, must be nice. Just get whatever you want. Brady Tkachuk gets to go play with his brother in Florida. I mean, God, where – do any of these teams have a little spine? I mean, come on. Just give the guy whatever he wants. Send him to Florida. Send him with his brother. Oh, boy. What a disaster that is. We had the NBA draft last night, in case anybody didn't know. It did happen. Man, I think it was only because we were in New York. We'll talk about this later. Least amount of buzz I've ever felt on an NBA draft. And I think it's just because we're coming off the Knicks winning here in this town, and maybe that's why it didn't have as much juice as it probably should. But the Bansa to the Wizards. God bless and good luck with Darren Peterson going second. So we'll talk a little NBA draft. Knicks traded a bunch of picks last night. Nets I think it's just stupid pick. But we will move on with that. Got World Cup. Match day 3 begins today as Canada will look to win their group, taking on the Swiss at 3 o'clock East in Vancouver. Got 5 other matches today as well. The United States has already won their group, and tomorrow night's match with Turkey means absolutely nothing. They will play next Wednesday night, July the 2nd. July the 2nd, July the 1st. I forget what it is. But they will play their knockout round match that night in Los Angeles, or actually Santa Clara, I think they'll be. So we'll do a little World Cup today as well. Super busy down at Borrelli's, as I mentioned, Mike Carver, along with Paul Cuthbert. Hi, Paul. How you doing?
Happy Wednesday, Mike. What's going on, everybody? Could have used this weather on Monday for the golf outing, which was postponed.
Yeah, we'll, of course, do all the Borrelli stuff in a little bit.
On Monday, actually.
There wasn't any, you know what? We probably could have because, but you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you don't cancel it, then it's just pours in buckets and it's thunder and lightning and nobody can get out.
I've run a few over the years.
And then you do cancel it and it's like, you're right, you probably could have, but you know what? I feel like on the rescheduled date, we'll get a more enjoyable day. I feel like it'll probably be like 20 degrees hotter that day, middle of July, but I feel like we'll still get it in. So unfortunately, yeah, they did
Monday, July 13th.
That's the day,
so
right?
If you couldn't golf this past Monday, now you have a chance to golf on Monday, July 13th.
And so I'm right. It'll be about 20 degrees hotter that day, Monday, July 13th. I would have to think. It's possible.
Definitely.
It's possible. But it's still a Monday, and it's still let's party. And it's still going to happen, and it eventually will. But
speaking of golf, what'd you think of the Open?
Oh, the U.S. Open, of course. Wyndham Clark, who got home for me as a first-round leader last week. I had him, and I didn't need him to do anything else after that because he already had won me a pretty big ticket. Very interesting. And I know you like stuff like this. There was a lot of hubbubaloo about how the crowds were treating him over the weekend. Did you see all of this?
I saw what I tagged you, that commentator.
Yeah. Yes.
About Long Island
Golf. And that was
going
to lead me into
fans.
Because, in the past year now, you had the incidents at Bethpage with the Ryder Cup,
yes,
where all of the European players, now, look, I wasn't there, but you have to obviously they all felt extremely unsafe and offended by the conditions that were given to them and the verbal abuse that they took from the hands of the fans at Bethpage at the Ryder Cup. So you had that happen last year, and then you had a very strange scene of an American crowd really rooting against an American past U.S. Open champion, which is, and look, I tweeted this out and some people pushed back at me. Like, I mean, I get it to some extent why people don't like the guy, but to like openly root against him like he's like he, you know, they were basically treating him like he said New York sucks before the tournament, you know, like he did something like that. Like, yes, did he destroy a locker last year? Yeah. Did he apologize for it like 600 times? Maybe not 600, maybe not enough as people wanted. Has he been a little bit of a pain in the ass to deal with over the years? Maybe. But, like, I mean, to go after him the way that they did. And I get he was also poorly playing with Scotty, who everybody loves in that final round. And everybody wants to see Scotty Scheffler do well and win the Grand Slam and blah, 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 blah. I thought it was a little over the top with Wyndham Clark, some of this stuff at the U.S. Open.
You got to be a pretty shallow person to get up and spend money to go to a golf outing.
And I got no problem. And I got no problem rooting against people. I really don't. And I say this a lot in golf. You know, golf needs more villains, to be quite honest with you.
All right.
They have too many guys that everybody loves. You know, Patrick Reed went to live. Now he's kind of back. Nobody liked Patrick Reed.
Michael, what about the etiquette?
What about
behaving yourself?
Well, they did throw a couple guys out because they were screaming, like when he would hit the ball, they'd be like, get in the bunker. They were screaming at him. And
wow, those guys drive me nuts. That's what I'm saying. What kind of a person you got to be? You got to drive, buy tickets, get in the house, and then you're going to wait so you can sit there and go, get in the hole.
Get in the hole. Yeah, no, they get jazzed up. They get rolled. You know,
please don't mention the word jazz on this show anymore, please.
We're about to mention his name a lot, so don't
jazz.
worry. I hope you have a lollipop ready for us here. But I did think it was bizarre, and I who was that? McGlinchey, you sent me that clip of the guy on the Golf Channel. Calm down, like you know, just relax a little bit. Like a little too extreme that Long Island should never get
Long Island fans.
Should never get any tournaments ever again because you have a couple of knuckleheads.
They got an idea now.
Who went the way they were.
You live in Nassau County, Suffolk County.
Let's remember this. And again, I don't condone anything that some of the stuff that was said to some of the European players at the Ryder Cup last year and their families and things like that. It's horrible. I'm sure it was over the top and not good, but relax. So they should never get another event again. They have two of the, premier
tell you they better cut it
tough
out,
courses with Bethpage and Shinnecock. I got bad news for you, Paul. There's going to be golf again on Long Island. I got very bad news for you.
Yeah,
it's going to come.
Might have to start putting the fans behind plexiglass.
Well, it sucks for me because I want more events here because I love golf and I want to go to the events.
Gorgeous courses here,
and it's outstanding. But look, I didn't think it was anywhere near on the level of the Bethpage stuff.
That's something to talk about, right?
It is something. It gave golf a little bit of juice, and they changed. They announced yesterday they're changing like their entire format in 2 years from now, 2028 PGA Tour.
All right, explain that.
So they're going on like this new 2-track system where they're going to have like these premium events, secondary events. You got to kind of work your way into the top events. It's kind of like now they have signature events, but only 70 guys can get in it. So they're back to re-expanding to a full field. But there's going to be like 1-track events that the top tier guys are on, and the second tier guys have to play good enough to get moved up.
Does this have anything to do with the live?
Well, I mean, that could fall apart. And as some guys were making the point yesterday, it's going to allow a path for those live guys to get back a little bit cleaner. I can't wait for this. It's going to allow those guys to get back a little bit easier.
What's going on, Willie?
Willie's got. Where do you got to go? He's got to go potty. All right.
Go ahead, take care of business.
We're going to go.
I got it.
We've got Willie here today for the last week before he gets full days of camp starting next week. And Willie's got to use the loo, buddy. I'll be right back.
I got it. I'll tell you what's going on at Borrelli's. There's always something going on at Borrelli's because we broadcast here Wednesdays and Thursdays from 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 912 West Beach Street here in beautiful Long Beach. And as you can see behind me, for those of you on the podcast, check out the YouTube cast. You'll see the beautiful day we have down here in Long Beach on the island here. It is gorgeous. My, oh my. The beach is just down the road here. Come on down to Borrelli's. Good stuff. Borrelli'sTaproom.com and follow Borrelli's at Borrelli's Long Beach on the IG. So here's the deal. It's Wednesday, and that means we got comedy tonight. And we have not just one comedian, we have two comedians tonight. Aaron Wexler and Richie Voss are going to be here tonight. So check that out. There are tickets still available. So go to Borrelli's.com, Borrelli'sTaproom.com, click on events, or go to Eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's Comedy. So if you guys want to come and see Aaron Wexler and Richie Voss tonight, go do that, okay? And I got more comedy stuff I'll tell you at the end here. So tomorrow night is Thursday night. You guys know if you're tuning in, listen, watching. Thursday night is Carnival night down here at Borrelli's Taproom every week. And for $42.99, you come in here, you get a choice of field, pork or steak. You get a choice of super salad, and then you get a dessert with that. And on top of all that, for $42.99, you get bottomless beers and endless wines, okay? And now on Thursday nights, you got live music with Current and Company every Thursday night here. So it's Carnival night and Current and Company right here live. Come on down, bring $43 with you, and have a great night and great live entertainment as well. Okay, live music for the rest of the weekend here. We got Friday with Eddie Burbis, 7 p.m., and then DJ Splashy. I know this guy. He's pretty good. He's going to be here for the Friday night dance party. On Saturday, we got a couple of things going on. We got a mix of music here. We got a couple of musicians, and we have the USA Turkey game, which Mike just said means absolutely nothing. But there is a watch party here for the USA Turkey game at 10 p.m. 2 for $1 pizzas and all kinds of bucket specials for all the USA watch parties here at Borrelli's for all the soccer games, okay? But also, we're going to have live music here. The Not So Skinny Dippers are going to be live here at 6 p.m. And then Long Beach's own, officially now, because Anthony Gal just moved to Long Beach now. He's going to be here at 9 p.m. And then DJ TM Select will do the Saturday night dance party at 11 p.m. Okay. And then on Sunday Fun Day, Jimmy Loeffler and Ryan Scarano are going to be here at 4 p.m. And then DJ TM Select will have the Sunday Fun Day dance party to wrap up the evening here. So come in off the beach and have a great time here, as always, at Borrelli's Taproom. Now, follow up on the comedy nights, right? Coming up here, Joe Freed on Monday, June 29th. And then Joe List will be here on July 14th. And just announced Jim Norton's going to be here on Tuesday night, July 21st. And Des Bishop will be here on July 29th. Chris DiStefano will also be here on August 5th. And don't forget, go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com and or Eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's Comedy for all tickets for all these shows. Joe Creed, Joe List, Des Bishop, Jim Norton, and Chris DiStefano. Just a great lineup coming here to Borrelli's for comedy. And just to let everybody know, Tuesday nights here is bingo night. And next week, not only do we have bingo night here, but it's also a music theme night here. It's going to be 80s night. So if you like the 80s, come on down here. And then for a chance to win some money and have a great time, too, we got bingo night hosted by Borrelli's own Tommy the bartender here. We'll be hosting bingo night. So next Tuesday, 80s night and bingo coming down. And then follows with the return on Wednesday, July 1st, of the Billy Joel music theme night, and that's Songs from Italian Restaurant right here at Borrelli'sTaproom.com. $21 pasta special, half-price bottles of wine. Come on down for that, and that's for all of the music theme nights. And check that out once again at Borrelli'sTaproom.com. And that's what's going on at Borrelli's. Lots of stuff. And if you didn't hear it that time, I'm going to say it again later so you know where we're at. So there you go, Mike. Everything good?
Yeah, good. We got Willie taken care of.
Good.
And I was right about next Wednesday. That is when the United States plays their knockout game in the World Cup.
Oh, it gets a little serious then.
Very serious. That's winner go home. Next Wednesday is the winner go home for them in Santa Clara. We still don't know who they'll play. We'll do some World Cup later. As I was saying before, Willie went to the bathroom. Golf's fun. Lighten up and enjoy it. There you go.
Exactly. Try to be a little nicer on the sideline.
This week, one of my favorite tournaments, and I usually go every year. Unfortunately, I'm not going this year. The Travelers Championship in beautiful Cromwell, Connecticut, TPC River Highlands, just outside of Hartford, is where they are this week. It's a tremendous course. Should be a lot of fun. It always is a great event. They do a tremendous job up there, the people at TPC River Highlands. So that is the only closest to New York yearly event is that one.
Outside of Long Island.
But, well, I mean, you got to remember, Shinnecock's once every 10 years. Bethpage is very rare. I'm saying this is the closest event to the tri-state area that happens every year on the calendar is the Travelers Championship. And it's a great tournament. And it's a little drive. Yeah, a little 2-hour drive up to just outside of Hartford. But it's worth it if you're a golf fan. They do a great job.
Well, I hope the Connecticut golfing fans are nicer than the Long Island.
I've gone the last few years, and I've always had a good time at the Travelers Championship, and I've never heard anybody get booed. So I guess you have that going for you, if that's what you're looking for. All right, we've buried the lead for too long here.
All right, pal.
Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the Island. I mean, I've been just dying today to lead with all of this lollipop story because it's just been
it's not even worth it.
It's taken over everything now.
It's stupid.
So a couple nights ago,
the Yankees used to be this classy organization, and now it's just become a joke.
This is why I wanted to bring it up, because I want to hear what you have to say about this. So a couple nights ago, you had Jazz go out to the field with the lollipop in his mouth. Now, you don't normally see this. You see the blowing the bubble gum. You see plenty of other things. You see a lot that goes on. But I have never seen, in all of my years watching Major League Baseball, Paulie, anyone go out to the field with a lollipop in their mouth. And Jazz did, and there was a lot of
second time this year, by the way.
When was the other?
He had an at-bat in the beginning of the season. The guys on John Boy brought it up.
So nobody caught this earlier in the year?
He was at the plate.
At the plate?
At the plate with a lollipop in his mouth, yeah.
Now, that, maybe I would have had more of a problem with them being in the field, but I don't have a problem with it, honestly, at all, to be fair. Now, is it something you don't normally see? No, it's not. Is it going to affect them from picking up a grounder? I'm not too sure.
Mike, you need to have a problem with this. Don't tell me you don't have a problem with this. You know, when you start not having a problem with stuff like this, it's like this is what's happening. It detracts from the game, the baseball, the seriousness of it. And I'm sorry, but the Yankees are just not a serious baseball club anymore. It's frustrating.
You don't like that there's times I've defended Jazz.
I got nothing against the kid personally, and he's a talented kid. But man, there's just a few guys here who come in and out of this, and especially the last 2 years. I got something here that I'll bring up here too. But
I'm gonna get to that. But I'll tell you what the most surprising thing was to me. You actually saw something yesterday that you never see from Mr. Players Manager Aaron Boone. For him, and he does the weekly with the John Boy guys. Yeah. That's where he does. For him to say that it pisses me off that Jazz had the lollipop. Well, Aaron, aren't you in the dugout? Don't you see him out there with it during the game? And then he hits a homer last night, and afterwards it's, we're going to eat all the lollipops he wants now. Ho, ho, ho. It's a big joke afterwards. So why say that it pisses you off if it's just going to be a joke? But he never says anything bad about any of his players, ever. Period. Stop. And for him to do that, I thought was a little telling yesterday.
I don't know. Telling what? Well, what's going on? First of all, let's talk about losing to the Reds at home and then losing to Detroit first couple of games.
Finally, that offense not having Judge.
Let's talk about the placement of guys in certain positions, the whole Volpe thing, and what's Caballero doing out in the outfield. I mean, give me a break. And then, like I said, you have the guys who just can't kind of hit. Yeah, great Jazz, pop the home run there. He's so inconsistent or whatever. It's just the whole theatric side of it. I mean, here you have a team that's actually been holding its own through all the injuries and playing good up until this series at Cincinnati and Detroit. And then all the ugly stuff comes out. The questions of the decisions that Aaron Boone is making, the lackadaisical attitude. To me, like I said, with Jazz, the whole thing, it's just, and yeah, I might be a 56-year-old man and grew up with the heydays of the Steinbrenner days, and I'm used to a certain way that the guys carry themselves, and and maybe I'm not going to get this stuff, but I just think it's lazy, it's lackadaisical, it's not serious, and that's the problem for me when you have a fan base that is pretty devout, spends a lot of money, costs a lot of money to go see the Yankees in the Bronx. We pay a lot of money for the Gotham Sports app for yes and everything else.
How much is that a month?
It's $50 a month.
A month?
Yes, because you have to have that, and because you get MSG with it too.
A month?
Yes. So do me a favor, and you're getting paid a hell of a lot of money, and you're playing on the New York Yankees. Can you just be a little more professional? Because if you want to have a lollipop in the infield, then maybe you should go play with the Savannah Bananas. Trade Jazz to
look.
the bananas because he's driving me bananas. In addition to a whole bunch of other stuff. Yes, of the first place Yankees, who will most likely win the AL East and the AL freaking championship and go to the World Series. But still, it's like, come on already. Grow up. So here's this thing. Danny Clark tweeted this out, one of at Dan Clark Sports, and just to give you an idea, the George Steinbrenner era: clean-shaven, straight cap, no bling, team-orientated, respectful, doesn't suck on lollipops. Hal Steinbrenner era: bum fluff on chin, crooked cap, bling, seeks attention, outspoken, sucks on lollipops.
All right. Well, look, I get all this, and I'm a big back in the day guy. You know that. I love the back in the day stuff, and I have said this to you in the past about some other topics that it's a different day and age now. It just is. You can't operate the same way you did in 1987. It just doesn't.
All right, so
it doesn't.
The beards is one thing, okay? Fine. They're all wearing the guys are comfortable with that.
Sure.
That's fine. But you're not having, he doesn't have, 30 plus home runs. He hasn't been like, he's not killing it at the plate on a consistent level. So he's not playing at a level where, like actually Juan Soto should be allowed to have maybe a lollipop in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Well, Cody Bellinger should maybe be able to have a lollipop in his mouth because those guys are actually individually playing well.
Let me ask this. I was just going to say to you. So if Aaron Judge went out to right field and he had a lollipop in his mouth,
I'd have a problem with it.
Would you have a problem with it?
I did. What I'm trying to say is the player, I just don't think, but I guess we're all the fools because it's all about attention, right? Then he hits the home run yesterday. He holds up the lollipop thing.
It's a big game now.
What I'm saying,
I
it's not about baseball. It's not about baseball.
The lollipop
and
kid.
That's what sucks. And I get it. Different organizations, long hair, everything else. That's fine. That's other organizations. It's like when your kid comes up to you and say, hey, my friend gets to do this and my friend gets to stay out this late. Well, you play for the New York Yankees. And I'm sorry, they don't run things like that. And I just think, like I said, it's not about baseball. And I think that's what aggravates me more than anything. I'm not about taking anybody's individual liberties away or whatever the heck.
Well, look, it is what it is. The guys today make more money. They have more say. They're going to get more of what they want. And this is what they want, is to be able to do stuff like this.
Nobody else in the major leagues plays with lollipops in their mouths.
Maybe he's going to be the trendsetter. Maybe you're going to see guys over the next couple months start to do it. Might become a thing. It might.
We wouldn't let our kids in Little League play with that because it's a safety issue.
Well, now you're talking about something else.
Skips up, hits him in the mouth. Lollipop gets jacked up. He chokes on it. He dies in second base.
Okay, so now we're talking about it's a safety issue. So that's a whole another thing. Is it a safety issue? It probably is. I would say it probably is. But
chew some gum.
Just remember, the players have the power now. Okay? In all sports.
I'm sorry.
The players have the power. Because if the players don't get what they want, they'll leave. And if the players don't like where they are, they leave. We're going to talk later about a guy who's, my brother plays down in South Florida. I'm up here in Ottawa being miserable. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go play with them. Players have the power now everywhere. Giannis, I don't want to be in Milwaukee anymore. I want to go live in South Florida. Out. It's just everybody gets what they want now. Okay? There's no more putting the foot down. I'm running it this way. I'm going. That's it.
Well, you still.
As Rich said, kids in Little League don't wear the gold chains at Batty. Well, that's not a Jazz. That's an everyone thing. They all have the chains on. So that's not just a Jazz thing. That's everybody in baseball. They all have the ice on when they go up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, the biggest concern here for me, or I guess my biggest beef is, it's not about baseball. It just becomes about Jazz and his lollipops.
Right.
And the kid's not playing good. He's not playing consistent. The team as a whole, like I said, you got Goldsmith carrying the team. It's like, come on already. There's just bigger things to be concerned about. And I think, with the Yankees and where they're at, and, you just saw Jalen Brunson carry himself in the most professional way you could ever expect or ask of an athlete. And even after they won and everything like that, I didn't see any instances of that guy being under the influence, acting like an idiot. He was professional. He was a consummate professional as a champion in New York City. And I just don't think Jazz fits that mold. I don't think he's talked a lot of talk the last couple of seasons, but I just don't think he's not that interested. And I think that baseball is just not serious here in the Yankees.
Well,
and like I said, they've got bigger issues right now. And then again, like I said, we sit here and go, oh, should we argue about the fact that, they're in first place? But you know what? It's end of June. And I think this is just going to be, we've got bigger problems here to be concerned about as far as the end of the year. The way Garrett pitched the other day, that was a concern. So I don't know. It's just stupid.
Speaking of the Yankees, okay, I want to get your take on this one. Ryan McMahon to the IL with a throat ear infection.
How do you? Well, it must be severe then. That stinks. I've had
throat ear infection on the IL, 10-day IL. Throat.
So I gotta
ear
let
infection.
everybody know. Some of you guys might know I'm a musician, a touring musician, when I'm not doing this stuff. But
you do a phenomenal job, by the way.
No, but I want to say that I've had throat and ear infections as a vocalist, and I've still worked. I've still performed. Job's got to get done.
Yeah, this
Get him
is
back in the
different.
lineup.
This is swinging a bat and fielding a ball and throwing it to first.
Yeah, give him some sucrets on a lollipop. Put him back at third base.
So it's
Come
another guy
on.
down. Oswaldo Cabrera back from the minors to take McMahon's spot.
There you go.
Oswaldo
Ozzy,
is
welcome back,
making the return. More playing time for Cabby, right? Of Cabby at third and Volpe at short. Keep running. How about Volpe hitting fifth the other day? Was that yesterday? Volpe was hitting fifth or the day before. Volpe is atrocious.
Do you get the feeling that maybe they're just doing this intentionally to drive us all crazy?
It's possible.
Like Cashman and Boone are like, and Howell.
But again,
they're in this room together, where it happens. The meeting where it happens is, you know what? Let's just drive everybody crazy. And let's put Wells on the mound and let him pitch next week.
But here's the problem, okay? And this is where people who aren't Yankee fans are going to listen to people like me and you or other people in the New York area who talk about this team and they complain. I mean, we're sitting here bitching and moaning. They're 47-31 in first place in the American League. It's like, again, and I said this to you, I think it was opening day or the week leading up to opening day. It's like, things can go well, but people are always going to find stuff to complain about.
Yes, but
they just always will.
They shouldn't have lost to the Reds, and they shouldn't have lost these
Can't
first couple
win
of games.
every game.
But that's the difference between being
They
games.
play
162
162 of them.
and possibly 6 or 7 games up.
You can't win all 162.
But they look bad, Mike.
I understand, but then they don't have like 2 or 3 of their best players right now either, and they still win fairly often. And I believe me, I want to complain and I want to get all riled up, but as long as you could still tell me today that Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton are going to be in the lineup on October 1st when they start the playoffs, and that all the pitchers will be healthy, and that they add maybe someone who can actually get an out in the bullpen, then what does all this matter?
I saw a tweet yesterday.
Right?
Somebody says, you know what? I don't really feel good about Stanton.
Have they taken him out of Carbonite yet?
Getting paid all this money and not playing all these years.
But I don't care. I would prefer they kept him in Carbonite, open him up on August 30th, let him go get his at-bats in the month of September to get the timing for October. I only need him in October. I don't need him the other 6 months. That's it. Just show up in October.
What are we going to do at shortstop in the catcher position? What are we doing?
I would love to get somebody else, but
doing?
I don't think that they need a professional catcher. A professional hitter, a professional catcher is what they need. Okay? That's what it is. What do you say, William? Say thank you to Tommy. Do you want a lemonade? Thank you, Tommy. As we said, Willie's in the house at Borrelli's today. And Willie, I got to tell you, he's going for a record, I think. He ate 2 entire Borrelli's pizzas by himself last week.
God bless.
And he is going to try to do that again this week. And he's going to take down an entire pie. Kid's 5. He's going to eat an entire pie for the third time in 8 days.
Wow, I wish I
here
had
at
his
Borrelli's.
metabolism, man.
So he's ready to rock here with us this afternoon. Just be ready to go on October 1st. And a professional catcher, I don't know who that is. There's not a lot of those guys around, but anyone's better. And I don't want somebody from the West. I want someone who's has major league experience, has played in games, good with the pitching staff, has a decent enough stick. Again, there's not a lot of these guys, but that's what they need. This Wells a bum. And these other guys that they have behind him are no good either. No good. No good. Folty's a loser, too.
We are angry Yankee fans in first place with 3-game lead on.
Remember, 47-31. They're in first place.
Yes, we are.
So, we, us, them. I like that.
4-game stint up against the Red Sox this weekend.
Well, yeah, Sox starting tomorrow.
And then the Tigers.
Can we
again
get through
week?
the Tigers tonight first with Weathers, who hasn't been good?
Oh, it was last out.
Weathers really hasn't.
Warren was whoever. It's Cincinnati. Is it Warren?
Weathers pitched the only win
Saturday.
they had.
It was Saturday.
Saturday, Warren
trashed.
pitched. Yes, Warren pitched on Saturday.
Yes, and he had a first good inning, struck out the side.
Yeah,
and then he got crushed.
Well, that happens. It could be worse. You could be the Mets.
This is true. Thank
Mets
you for making me right away feel better about
34 and 44. And as I have said to you the last few weeks, maybe they would get a little more attention for a couple of weeks once the Knicks run ended, because I think that they were very lucky the Knicks made a championship run, because the attention on them of being such a pathetic team was kind of off. And now they just have this little window they have to get through. The Mets just have to not be abysmal until the Jets and Giants get to training camp, because once the Jets and Giants get to training camp, nobody will care about them again. But I can't believe they keep running this Senga out on the mound. He is awful. Awful. He should never pitch again for the Mets. He just shouldn't. He is. And how about your boy Soto?
My boy.
He's having some couple days too. So did he hurt his back last night or something? What happened? He had back spasms last night. I know he hadn't been running out a lot of balls. So I mean,
you haven't seen it.
Has his back been a little tight?
Do we know how long he's out?
I feel probably bad. I mean, it was precautionary or something like that. Although they're playing this afternoon, is he in the lineup this afternoon?
I can't see it. He's in there.
He is not in the lineup this afternoon. See if he's in the lineup tonight. I didn't see yet if they've already talked to Mendy. So let's see if Mendy gave any kind of update on him here. Here's Mendy. Soto's being looked at by the Mets training staff, and they'll see if he is available to play in any portion of the doubleheader. Mendy didn't rule out Soto going on the IL with his back issue. So that means he's going on the IL. When they can't rule out if he's going to go on the IL, that means he's going to. Okay? Because they're always going to err on the side of caution when a guy makes $60 million a year. They're always going to go and do that.
What a great opportunity.
And when you're 10 games under 500
right now, to just take the month of July off.
Yeah, it's not a bad time to take off,
Sit
right?
by the pool and just look at your bank account every day.
That's what I would do. I mean, it's just you don't even have to go in carbonite like Stanton. You could just go and just do whatever he wants. Just go, maybe a little trip.
A nice cold drink by the pool.
He can afford a lot of those.
By the pool.
Yeah.
And a lollipop.
Yeah. I would say that's probably where things are going to go at this point. But
anything else good going on in baseball besides the Yankees and Mets? Dodgers still doing the same thing. I see Ohtani had a kid. Congratulations. Comes back, first pitch, boom, home run.
Yeah.
Saw that last week. So nothing else.
He's pitching tonight in Minnesota. He's been excellent on the mound.
See how things are going here around the rest of the league here.
Really, Phillies with a big comeback as they got
5.5 back of the Braves.
They got the Marsh homer to tie it, and then Stott hit a 3-run homer after that, and they beat the Nats.
When are the Phillies playing the Braves? That's what I want to know. When's that coming?
They've played each other. Now they're playing the Mets again this weekend, and they get nothing like getting a couple cracks at those guys. Man, they just beat them up also.
Dodgers and the Brewers
the next
cruising.
Series for them, they did just play a couple weeks ago, Paulie. They don't play again probably till September, I would bet. Yep.
Did you see a small little
September 5th?
Tiny little buzz about maybe Cal Riley taking steroids? Did you see?
I did not see that. I mean, he's been hurt all year. Saying that last year was tainted? Is that what you're trying to tell me? A tainted year? I will tell you, I usually have my eye on a lot of things. That's not one that I saw in the conspiracy theory tinfoil hat section of social media. I had not seen that, but nothing would surprise me at all, as we know. Yeah, I mean, people have good years and then they get hurt and broken down the next year. That's the first thing people always like to assume, is that that's the reason for it, is that they're banged up or they were on the gas. That sometimes is something that happens. But I had not seen that one thrown out there before. He did homer yesterday. Finally, he was on the IL for a few weeks, came back this week, and he did homer in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. So good for him getting back in the mix. But really, honestly,
kind of tight out there in the AL West.
I would still say the AL West is tight. And Seattle,
tight.
At least they have their first place team's over 500 now.
Well, a little tight at the top of the AL Central, too.
Well, that's actually the biggest surprise to me is that the White Sox, they're not going away. They're really not, the White Sox.
Lost a couple of main guys, too, right?
They did lose a couple of main guys. Stay in one chair. Couldn't you please stay in one chair? Yes, they lost Murakami. So not having that bat in the lineup is hurt. But they are spunky, man, and they're in every game. They've got, Vargas and Montgomery have had huge years at the plate. Sean Burke, not the former Devil goalie, has been pitching very well for them, including a couple of other guys. So, I think that because the division is what it is, they're going to be in the mix for the whole year, and they've now gone, I think, they took the last two nights. They beat the Guardians the last couple nights, so they've taken back over first place. It's a hell of a story considering they won like 50 games combined the last 3 years. So for them to be back in the mix is pretty cool. I wonder when they're getting Murakami back because he's been out for a while now. He's been out for a few weeks. So good on them. Man, Boston buried, huh? They are buried.
No.
32 and 45. Buried. They're worse than the Mets. That's not good. When someone says you have a worse record than the Mets, that's a bad thing in baseball right now. Giants, too, man, they've been pathetic.
But the Sox only 6 games out of the wild card. That's all you need, Mike.
Mets are only 7.
There you go.
We're only 7 games out of the second wild card spot. So anything, as they say,
hope.
Paulie, anything can happen. All right. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio here, live from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On the island, let's bring up, let's do some of this off-season stuff from these other sports. I am the NHL the last couple days. Well, it's been a lot of trades, a lot of activity, flurry of moves, more than you would say like on a normal trade deadline. I mean, the kind of stuff
and expansion talk.
Please
throw it in there.
Now, what do they want? Is it Houston or Austin in Texas? Was that what they're talking? They want to go to Texas.
Gary wants another team in the heart of Texas.
Okay, and he's not still bringing up Atlanta, is he? Still bringing up Atlanta?
I'm sure Atlanta's on the.
Well, didn't the Texas people? Didn't someone in Texas say that they've already given the fee or something like that? Is that what they had said, that they have the money for the fee? Oh no, that's Foley with the Knights for the NBA in Vegas. I think he says he already has the money for the expansion fee when the NBA wants to give him the green light to go there, which is eventually going to happen.
100%.
NBA is the only one who's not in Vegas left.
I'm sorry.
So 100%.
Sorry.
100%. The NBA is the last ones in the door in Vegas. Everyone's going to be there now. Knights have been there. Raiders have been there. A's are coming. They're building the stadium. It's just NBA. They're the last ones left to get in.
Get an NBA team. Throw a WNBA team in there.
So they have a WNBA.
They do?
They have the. I'm sorry.
Look
Again,
at me.
Everybody gets mad at me. The Aces are in Vegas. They won a bunch of
that's a bad
championships,
job by
so.
me.
And they have the best player in the league, probably, with Asia Wilson.
I'm just not watching the WNBA.
Although Clark,
sorry,
I'm not trying to start a Caitlin Clark war, but Asia Wilson's been the best player in the WNBA.
Oh, Reese has a nice record she hit though last weekend or something like that. The most rebounds or something like that.
Yeah, gets a lot. I'll just say she gets a lot of offensive rebounds.
There you go.
That's probably the best way, the nicest way that I could put it. All right, this Tkachuk trade. Brady Tkachuk to the Panthers. Bunch of picks, all sorts of stuff going back to Ottawa, who just had a good year and made the playoffs. this stuff's tough because we've seen now a bunch of guys kind of go to, these Canadian markets, American players, and they have forced their ways out. Now, Marner didn't force his way out, and Marner's not an American player, but Austin Matthews is coming down the pike. But both the Tkachuk brothers got their way out. We saw JT Miller get out in Vancouver as well when he was kind of in a leadership position there. But for me, Paulie, it's as much as the NHL and Gary Bettman have tried to sell you that they don't have an issue with players only wanting to play in the quote-unquote no-tax states or things like that, the Floridas, the Vegases, the Texas, the Nashvilles, he could say that all he wants. It's a real thing. I don't care. It is such a real thing because that is now where almost everybody wants to be. You see these trade lists of these players. Where are all the places they want to go? Tampa, Florida, Vegas, Dallas, all the states that there's the state income tax. So, and they're nice places to live, and Florida's got a winning team. And yes, I know his brother's on the team too, and that makes it. I'm surprised, and it is what it is. I guess the Senators and their GM basically said my hands were tied. This guy had a no movement list or whatever it is that they get. And again, if you're going to give these players these things, you got to deal with the consequences. He had a list of only certain teams that he could go to, and he kind of put them in the corner that he only would go to Florida and play with his brother. And they made it happen. I don't know if it's good for the game or not, Paulie. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's good for the game.
Well, we as Yankee fans have to toe the line here as far as, teams getting what they want.
When yeah, I mean,
money,
destinations. If anything, that would be the Dodgers now who get every player.
But it was the Yankees for many.
In the 90s, it might have been, but not now.
Late 70s, too. Brought some guys in there, made some big trades. Okay. George got everyone wanted. First of all, I give Zito a lot of credit, GM there, to making these things work. He calls up, he asks, he says, hey, you want this, you want that? And he gets them over here and whatever. Matthew and says, hey, get my bro.
He's doing what he needs to do. There's no doubt.
I think I don't know. I don't think any of us should really be surprised at this point, where we are in terms of modern sports, as far as, how players move, agents, money, you see what's going on in the NCAA. The NBA is just absolutely ridiculous with guys changing teams, the money they're making, and, baseball's getting out of hand and stuff like that. I mean, more than at the end of the day, do you feel bad for the Senators? I don't know. That's their ownership. It's the same way the guys who run the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, they own these franchises, and they don't seem to want to cultivate a winning, status. I mean, you can look at the guy who owned the Athletics, who just let the team kind of fall apart, and he's, now they're moving to Vegas, and it's money. I don't have a problem. I don't know if how it's going to work out. I don't necessarily. I'm not on the train where this is going to guarantee Florida's going back to the Cup next year.
I'm not going to say that either, but I mean, for a team that people thought after losing this year that kind of had run out of gas, and after 3 straight final runs,
they're going to be healthier. They got a couple guys last year too, Marchand. They got Bennett. They still have a great team. What are they going to do now? They get a steal here as far as if Bobrovsky leaves. And is Hellebuck a free agent, right? He's
not a free agent yet, but it sounds like he's looking to get out of Winnipeg too, like Denny was saying last week. But they can't pay all these guys, can they? I mean,
they can. Why not?
How do these teams like Vegas and Florida keep making all this work?
The cap is expanding again.
It's pretty amazing. So it was 2 first-round picks this Friday night, the 9th and the 25th, 2027 second and a 2029 first. So there was no actual players going back, just all draft capital that went to Ottawa.
So now it's on Ottawa to draft well. And
right.
It's tough, man. Canada has a tough time keeping players too anyway with the money and exchange and everything else. I mean, the Canadians have had such a hard, I think maybe not so much obviously in Toronto. They gave all those guys whatever they wanted. But look, it's financial. I get it. I don't know. I just don't. I don't have a big problem with it. You know, I just marvel at the fact that, hey, Zito got it done. Ottawa made it happen. Brady had kind of run his welcome out there. What happened, after the U.S. winning.
Right.
I mean, even though the guy went through a wall, he got the team into the playoffs. And what are you going to do? But this is it, man. I mean, these guys just, like you said, I mean, we're talking here, a couple weeks ago about the Quinn brothers, and they're probably going to arrange something here.
Right.
Here and
well,
there.
that's
The
going to
Stoll brothers did it there for a while. I mean, back in the 80s, the Sutter brothers did it. I mean.
And Ottawa
the
did.
Sedin twins did it too.
They did too.
Right?
Ottawa already flipped the 9th overall for Eklund from San Jose. So they already got one player back for those picks.
Mhm.
So they get William Eklund and a couple other guys for the 9th overall pick. So they've already taken one of those picks from the Tkachuk deal and brought some players in off of it. So, and I would guess that's what they'll probably do with the 20. I mean, they're going to try to probably do that with those because it's not like their roster's that.
When
they were just in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, do you throw Carolina in as one of those destination places? As far as
it sounded like.
I mean,
who was one of the? Was it the Tkachuk trade where he said Carolina was one of the 3 teams also? I mean, obviously Florida was the only one, but someone else's trade list had Carolina on it.
Colorado's done very well for themselves as far as keeping guys signed.
Yeah.
You want to go in and out of the league here. You look at some of the teams that have won the Stanley Cup here in the last few years. I mean, St. Louis did it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that whole I get what you're saying. Guys wanted to go down, but the whole rebuttal to that argument is that Florida, those franchises, Tampa, for a lot of years were awful.
Yeah,
they were awful. So
I know, and now they're having a good time.
They're doing well, and it's working out. But I think it's going to flip over. I mean, Tampa Bay is going to be another great team next year. They're going to always be good. I think Florida will be good next year. It just puts a lot of work on the rest of the league in terms of GMs. How do you work things out? I know we'll get into, Babcock here and Draisaitl and McDavid and everything else. And then you start going around the league. Vancouver is the new hire, Malhotra. What are they going to do? Chicago, Detroit, Columbus. You go on and on with all these different teams. They're part of the league. They have GMs. They're all trying to win. And at the same time, too, I think the biggest thing going on with the league, the last thing, and I'll toss it back to you, is the kids coming out of the draft these days are pretty damn talented, and we've seen it, obviously. And I think that's what the other GMs will have to do as far as instances like this, getting these older veteran players that are going, to the big teams with the big money and stuff, is you still have an opportunity to cultivate, whether Toronto can do that with McKenna, whether San Jose can do it with their kid there too, and everything else. And then you look at the Rangers and the Islanders and the Devils. What does nobody want to go play for these guys? What do you do there? So you're going to have to really dive into your draft and your development.
Devils made a move too. They traded Nemec to Calgary as well, and they got some assets
Calgary,
back.
Man, has been in bad shape for a while too.
The Blues sent Jordan Kyrou to the Capitals as well yesterday. Connor McMichael, Milton Gastrin going back. You had that deal. You had the Sabres trading Byram to the Blackhawks, and they got a lot back. The 4th overall pick in Friday night's draft, the Islanders' 2nd-round pick, 45th overall. They were also sent Greenway, who had an awful contract, to the Blackhawks too. He's going to knock that over. And that's from what I've seen and all that. And Byram's a good player, but that's a lot of assets the Sabres got back in that deal too, and they probably weren't going to be able to pay him. So. Now does that open up to them to get Tuck back? There's there's a lot of things
Detroit,
with
if Larkin goes.
Well, I'm sure that's coming down the pike by Friday night too.
Now in Chicago is kind of getting buried now. It's like, what have you done for me lately?
That 4th overall pick's a nice chip for Buffalo now to do something with. I mean, again, this is a team that just had a great year, went to the 2nd round of the playoffs, had an amazing season, won the division. I would think that they're going to probably use that 4th overall pick to maybe try to get another guy who's ready, can help them win now is what I would have to think if you're the Buffalo Sabres.
I think just too, you talk about the Sabres and everything else too, is just I mean, the Sabres have dumped so much talent over the last 10 years, what can they do as far as, financially, as far as signing guys, keeping guys? And I think that's what a lot of these, teams now have to do, is they're going to have to lock in a lot of these young guys who maybe not played 3 to 4 years into these long-term contracts because of the movement that we're talking about right now.
Right.
And look what's happening in baseball this year a little bit too. Look at the Mets specifically, and maybe it's because of the CBA that's coming up, but short-term deals. I'm sure we could sit here and compare.
Yeah.
Or if we can or can't compare how the NFL works, how the NBA works. The money's a lot on a much higher level there in the MMA and everything else. So the NHL has this kind of, they've always had to work in and around this. And now you look at who won the Stanley Cup, how they won the Stanley Cup with a kid who come off the bench as far as goaltending. The NHL is just different from what it used to be years ago. Guys like Gretzky and then what the Rangers did and bringing in all those guys in and stuff. It's different. And then the last thing, you think of how the Canadians dynasty teams and the Islanders dynasty teams, they really kind of grew those players from their own development, and I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
And just to finish this and tie it back from the local side of things, the other thing that I've seen, especially again, and it's social media and it's Twitter and it's whatever, a lot of upset, a lot of upset Islander fans seeing some of these returns, like seeing what, Washington gave up for Kyrou and feeling, why couldn't we didn't have more than, look what we gave up for Shen and what they gave up for Kyrou. And there's been a lot of belly aching about not being involved in some of these moves. And
we don't know if they've not been involved here too. And as you continue on this, the other talk here is with the Rangers too, is that maybe the Rangers and the Islanders are not destination players. Maybe they don't want to come here. It makes
I think that's something that should absolutely be factored into the consideration and sometimes. And, there is still a few days to go here, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a July 1st because there's not a lot of really big names that are going to be available. But time will tell. I think that this Darsh, he's got a little fire on their seat now because people are upset about how he handled his first 12 months on the job. But I think you have to kind of got to see the course a little bit and see how it all plays out, which is tough to do. But
am I wrong saying too that the Islanders are a little small up front size?
You could probably say that. Probably a little bit.
Rangers are too.
Rangers got all sorts. The Rangers got problems as well. They both got problems that they kind of
so much to look forward to for the fall.
I know, so much to look forward to. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio.
You want to jump in on Babcock officially getting hired?
Okay, so he officially gets the job. And I thought the one thing that was just stuck out to me the most and that was very well done by the Edmonton PR people because they announced it, and normally a couple days later they'll have the press conference. Mm-hmm. It was like they announced it. It was like, bang, he's going to talk right now. We're not going to give you guys any time to load up any kind of build up or questions or anything. But people obviously asked him about Columbus and what happened there. It seems like no sorries or remorse for anything that happened in Columbus or whatever he was reportedly happened there. Business as usual for Mike Babcock. He's ready to get back into the NHL, and he's the boss of the Edmonton Oilers now. And
you know who paved the way here? It's Quenneville coming back.
Sure.
This Babcock coming back on all this stuff. They really don't have to answer anything
anymore.
No.
The league cleared him. League said it's good to go.
Carter Hart gets his spot back. His legal problems and everything else. So it's this is the way.
This is the way for us indeed, as he now runs the Edmonton Oilers. Right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island on a Doors Open Wednesday.
Beautiful.
A few more things to do. NBA draft last night. I want to talk a little World Cup. A lot more going on. But there's also a lot going on at Borrelli's over the next couple days and weeks and whatnot. The sheet that Paulie has here is just jam-packed. So let's hear about it, Paulie. What's going on at Borrelli's?
Once again, we are broadcasting live every Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, at Borrelli's Taproom, located right here at 912 West Beach Street in Long Beach, on Long Island, in the state of New York, home of the NBA champion, New York Knicks. Everybody back safely from the parade? What a time. What a time to be alive. All right, so it's Wednesday night, and we got comedy going on here tonight at Borrelli's, and there's some tickets left. So if you want to see Aaron Wexler and Richie Voss tonight at Borrelli's Taproom, Go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com, click on events, or go to eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's Comedy. And that is tonight. Aaron Wexler and Richie Voss, and I have more comedy for you at the end of this wrap-up. Tomorrow night is Thursday night, so I'm going to tell you guys about Carnival Night here every Thursday, $42.99. Come on down. You got a choice of steak, veal, pork, super salad, and a dessert, and bottomless wines, and endless beers. And that's awesome. But what's even better than that is now you have live music too. Current and Company are here every Thursday night along with the great Carnivore Night happenings at Borrelli's.com. Okay? Take that out. It's Borrelli'sTaproom.com. I say Borrelli's.com because I keep looking at this Borrelli's and I just keep forgetting to put Taproom in there, so I apologize. Anyway, that's Thursday night, Carnivore Night, $42.99. Come on down, eat, and enjoy the sounds of Current and Company right here in Long Beach. All right, tomorrow night is Friday night, and that brings in the live music for the weekend. In addition, all kinds of great stuff going on here. Bucket specials all weekend long, and it's always great down here, right by the beach down here on Beach Street. So come on down. Lots of great stuff, including Eddie Burbis tomorrow night at 7 p.m., followed by DJ Splashy. And then DJ Splashy will have these Friday night dance party going on after Eddie Burbis finishes his set. And then on Saturday, you have Turkey playing the U.S. at 10 p.m. There's a bit of a watch party going on down here. The game really doesn't matter too much, but come on down because there's 2-for-1 pizzas and all kinds of bucket specials for all the U.S. soccer matches here. And we'll see if there's going to be any more after next week in the knockaround. We'll see what happens, But check that out on Saturday night. In addition to that, you have lots of music going on here Saturday night. Special Saturday night coming up this weekend. You got the Not So Skinny Dippers here at live at 6 p.m., and then Long Beach's own Anthony Gow will be here at 9 p.m. and then followed by DJ TM Select with the Saturday night dance party at 11 p.m. So it's a big night here at Saturday. Always a big night here at Saturday at Borrelli's. On Sunday Fun Day, you got Jimmy Loeffler live with Ryan Scarano at 4 p.m. And then DJ TM Select will have the Sunday night dance party here. Again, Sundays are just amazing here. Coming off the beach, tons of food and bucket specials. Tons of great taps here to dive into and just enjoy the whole day after you come in off the beach. Good stuff here. So that's Sunday Fun Day. Now back to the comedy that's going on coming up here. Joey Freed's going to be here on Monday, June 29th. And then you have Joey List is going to be here on July 14th, followed by Jim Norton just announced on Tuesday, July 21st. Des Bishop is going to be live here on July 29th, followed by Chris DeStefano on August 5th. And I know we're going to have more comedians coming in here throughout August as well, too, and we'll keep you posted. And you can always follow Borrelli's at Borrelli's Long Beach on Instagram. And don't forget Borrelli'sTaproom.com to get all the latest and the updates in terms of the comedians that are coming in here. Next Tuesday, and every Tuesday is bingo night here at Borrelli's, hosted by Borrelli's own Tommy behind the bar here. And that'll be great. And in addition to next Tuesday being bingo night, it's also going to be 80s night too. So we got live theme music here. So if you like the 80s, come on down. Got a mix of that. 80s pre-show before the bingo night starts around 8:30, 8:45. And the live music will be here between 6:30 and 8:30. And then Songs from an Italian Restaurant returns on Wednesday, July 1st. Unbelievable. It's going to be July next week. It's crazy. Crazy. And on that night, it's on all the theme nights here during the week, it's a $21 pasta special. You get half price bottles of wine, and it's always a great time. No cover, free admission. Come on down. Great stuff. And don't forget, anytime you come down to Borrelli's, lunchtime, evening, late at night, mention the Carver and Cuthbert podcast, and you can start your session with a free Miller Lite draft. And that's what happened right here at Borrelli's. There you go, Mike. Tons of stuff.
That is outstanding, I will
got
say.
Me tongue-tied. That's how much stuff we got going.
I think you even said the Carver and Cuthbert.
Did I?
Podcast that you could get a Miller Lite draft.
Well, if you mention Carver and Carver, Cuthbert and Cuthbert, Carver and Cuthbert, any kind of denomination of that, you get a free Miller Lite draft here at Borrelli's. This way it's all covered.
Nice job. Very good job. Carver and Cuthbert.
Yes.
Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On a doors open Wednesday on the island. Just a beautiful day out here for us. Just amazing. Having a great time. We're back tomorrow also at noon East. Don't forget that. In fact, come down and hang out. I think it's supposed to be like this tomorrow too, right, Paulie?
I haven't looked.
I'm pretty sure
I don't look
it
at
is.
the weather anymore.
And
just wake up and see
it would
what's
be
happening.
great to just come down here and hang out on a Thursday, as you said, heading into this is the last week in June. I mean, this is it. Next week, as Paulie mentioned, is July 1st. Tomorrow night, United States does play Turkey. And I know you said really nothing. I will actually say there's absolutely nothing on the line in the match. But it's still a good time to get together and celebrate. I mean, the United States actually, Paulie, can do something that they have never done in a World Cup before, ever. And that is sweep all 3 games in the group stage and win all 3 games in the group stage and get 9 points, which they have never done ever in a World Cup.
Well, it looks like that's going to be okay, right? Paraguay beat Turkey. Turkey doesn't have much to offer, right?
Turkey is eliminated. They're
done. So who's coming out of the group with the U.S.?
The U.S. has won the group. Paraguay and Aussies both have 3 points. They play each other same time tomorrow night as United States plays. So who's going to finish second would be determined in their matchup going through.
Oh, so a game that means
But there is a chance that both could go through because the 8 best third place teams move on to the knockout round also.
Oh.
So there's a chance that 4 points, look out! There's a chance that 4 points could get you through as a third place team. So there could be a little wink handshake between the Aussies and Paraguay that says if we draw this match, we both have 4 points. Is that going to be enough to get us both through to the next round?
See, that's not cool.
But I don't know.
But that's the World Cup. They'll probably stay at the middle line and just pass the ball back to each other.
You know, when you get to this third round of matchups, it's very possible. But the main thing is the United States have won their group. They will play next Wednesday, July 1st, in Santa Clara against one of these third place teams. They don't know which one yet. Could be Bosnia if they win today. Could be Qatar if they win today. There's a couple of other not as attractive options that it could be depending on what happens over the next couple days. But they've done an incredible job in this World Cup so far with their 2 wins. The crowd in Seattle on Friday against Australia was incredible. They haven't now winning that game. It gives them the opportunity to rest Pulisic until the knockout round. If you have guys on cards, you can sit them to make sure they don't get suspended. So there's lots of really good stuff. There's going to be guys who are, and that's why I still think they can win that game against Turkey on Thursday night, because you're going to have guys in the lineup who maybe haven't gotten a chance yet, might be their only chance to play in a World Cup game, and they're going to give everything. Turkey's playing for nothing. They're just looking to get on the plane and go home. So I still think could be a very good show for the United States Thursday night against Turkey here, which we could talk a little bit more about tomorrow when we have some ideas on maybe who will be in the lineup and whatnot. But, man.
Well,
doors
trouble
open
out
Wednesday.
here on B Street
There's
today. People need to get where they're going out here. Look at the truck.
I mean,
Look,
look.
folks. There you go. Look, this is what we're dealing with.
This is the guy causing all the problems right here, rolling up behind us on a Doors Open Wednesday. Get him out of here. But other words, today, 6 matches, including, very important to me, from a betting perspective, Canada can win their group as they play the Swiss at 3 o'clock East in Vancouver. A draw or a win wins the group for Canada, and that's good for me financially. So we would like that to happen.
Country might be happier, too.
They would be happy. And it's actually huge for Canada because like the United States, Paulie, and like Mexico, who also has already won their group, they set it up for these 3 countries that if they won their groups, their roads would be a lot easier. And if Canada wins the group, they get to play their next 2 knockout games in Vancouver. They don't got to leave Canada. They can play in Vancouver, where they played very well against Qatar last week and where they play the Swiss today. So huge advantages. Mexico, because they won their group, they now play their next 2 matches in at the Azteca in Mexico City. So these host countries doing what they needed to do to set themselves up for success. And I think it makes it better. Like United States, Canada, if Canada gets through, that gets us done today, they're all going to have very winnable games in the round of 32. And that can get them in the round of 16 where they could all potentially on who they play, maybe get through even further and get to the last 8, which would be pretty amazing when you think about it. But I think Mexico would play, although maybe not anymore after England drew 0-0 yesterday with Ghana. There was a kind of a collision course for Mexico and England in the round of 16 in Mexico City. That could be off the table now with depending on what England does in their last match. So lots of things, a lot of balls still in the air, Paulie. I know you've been following all the World Cup action and staying in on it.
Well, I've been, checking in here and there. I mean, just seeing the old guys put in a couple of goals. Ronaldo.
Well, old guys, and you do
Messi
this every
against
time. I know.
Beer league teams, beer league.
Well, not beer league teams. Not right to say that about
Come on
Uzbekistan for Ronaldo yesterday.
400
Now,
people live in the country. Come on.
I think the two biggest things, non-US, you're about to say. Because this is stuff that I think you have a pulse on. I'm watching all the games. I know that you're not. Here's something off the pitch that I think you have a little idea about. Number one is the stars have come out in this World Cup. And I mean that, the other day you had Messi and Erling Haaland from Man City and Mbappe of France, all obviously putting on a show. Ronaldo obviously kind of followed that up, albeit against lesser competition, as you say, against Uzbekistan yesterday. But it's been a really fun World Cup for the big brand names to star here in America.
Well, as you said, it seems to be. It's been set up. It's been set up for these stars to play against these countries that aren't very good. Now, again, it's come on, Mike. It's the group stages. You talk about Mexico, United States, and Canada having easy groups. It's all part of like building up for the knockout round and everything else, which is, I'll say it this way. That's fine with me because that's when you get into the real stuff. And then it's go or go home. We're probably, we'll just take it from there. And that's when I'll start kind of chiming in here a little bit. I just can't get that impressed by, Messi and Ronaldo scoring goals against countries. Like I said, they're not strong. They're not that good. And it's like, okay, well, they should be getting a hat trick or they should be getting 2 goals in a game against those kind of teams because look who they're playing. Come on, can we not beat my chest? Like if Portugal plays Germany and Ronaldo comes in and he scores 2 huge goals, I'll give him all the flowers in the world. If Messi plays Holland and he scores a hat trick against Holland, I'll give him all the flowers in the world. But let's be real about this.
It's been exciting.
It's kind of cakewalk stuff for these top teams to get in here.
It does bringing it out to 48 teams, cause some of this stuff? Sure, but whether they're playing lesser countries or lesser squads or not, they're performing on the big stage and they're giving people.
I get it.
It's entertaining.
If you're
entertaining.
If you're a Messi fan or
like that England-Ghana game yesterday was not entertaining. It was 0-0. It was misery. Okay. It was a miserable game, miserable match. Whereas, the big names have made you want to come to the television and watch it. And they have made it some appointment viewing. And that's only going to get better going forward.
Get worked up watching a slaughter, against.
But here's the other thing I'll say to you about this World Cup in America. And I've heard this now from people. I know, one guy from England who went to Dallas and in Boston to watch England play. And I've seen videos of other people who are kind of traveling around and going to the different cities. The way that America has embraced and had a great time and this World Cup, I think is because there was questions coming in. There was. Were people going to go to the games? Were people going to be?
Well, we sat here looking at ticket prices and empty seats.
Yeah, but those seats have been filled and people have paid them.
I get it,
and the crowds have been there. The atmospheres have been there. And that's not just during the game. I'm talking around the stadium, the lead up, the cities where these games are in. Did you see the Norway guys in Times Square rowing the boat out there? Did you see all the
grow up?
Oh, come on.
Grow up.
Yeah, you don't like that? What the Norway guys did out in Times Square with the rope rowing the boat out there? That's outstanding.
I don't even think Norwegians are known for being Vikings. I mean, come on.
Oh, you're down on all of it. Yeah, nothing's going to make you happy, I guess, about this.
Grow up.
That was awesome. And you got all the, everybody, you got these videos. Scottish guys.
I'm going to tell you something. If me and 20 of my friends wanted to go down to Times Square on a Tuesday night in September and do rowing stuff, they'd arrest us all. It's a show.
Well, you better bring 200. You better bring 200 guys, and they want to arrest you. I mean, the Scottish guys.
The Norwegians get to do that.
The Scottish guys taking over Boston and now Miami tonight. Like, that's been cool. The Japanese people trying the barbecue in Texas. Like, it's been awesome.
You know who my favorite guy is?
Who's that? Oh, the guy from DR Congo standing there with his hand up during the whole entire match? Yeah,
that's impressive. That's impressive. Good stuff.
This has been really cool. that America's embraced all these different countries coming in, everybody watching these games, and it's been awesome. And the people coming here, with the Americans, it's all around. I think it's great because there was a lot of people worried about what it was going to be like, and it's been awesome. That's all I'm saying. It's been great.
All right. I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. I'm not there yet, Mike. I mean, that's just all it is. I'm just not there yet. I'll wait for the knockout rounds, and I'm excited for those, and we'll see what happens. And let's see what goes on around here. Talk to me about this England-Ghana thing. What kind of business do they have having a scoreless tie against Ghana? What's that all about?
Well, they had opportunities. They sat around in the first half, and they didn't try. And then they said, oh, no, we might not get the win here. And then in the last 20 minutes, they started throwing pressure, and it just wasn't – they ran out of – and there was actually a pretty controversial play in that because I think Ghana should have had a penalty in the last 10, 15 minutes. Wow. And they didn't give it to him. Even with the VAR, they did not go and give it to him.
You need to go take care of business.
He's got to go
take care of business.
Again. Can you believe this guy?
I got this. I got it. It's
Come
all
on.
good. It's all good. It's all good. All right. We're a family show here, ladies and gentlemen. We got some family in the house, and some of the family has to use the facilities, and that's what goes on around here. It's all good. So, yeah, look, I got everybody's attention right now. And I just, like I said, for everybody, I'm not here to knock on anybody's enjoyment. And I think it is fantastic how things seem to be going well here in the United States for this World Cup and up in Canada, down in Mexico. And it's good stuff. But, I'm just like one of those guys I'm not there until the knockout round. And that's when you start seeing, the upsets and hopefully, the big goals and the big time players showing up. And it's not to say that Ronaldo and Messi and the rest of these guys and Mbappe and all that stuff aren't going to step up to the plate here and carry their weight in the knockout games. But to me, that's the pressure. And that's when you want to sit back. That's when I'll lock in and just see how these guys perform and see if we can get some upsets and see if some other teams maybe can mess things up here a little bit. As far as the United States, again, we know their MO here too. Can they go the long way? Is this the best team from what Mike has told me and from what everybody's kind of reporting out? Great. I'll sit back and I'll watch, and I hope they go far. I hope they go deep, and I hope they be great to see them get into the round of 8. But is that going to happen? Who knows? But look, you got some great teams out there, some great players, and this is when it's gonna matter, the knockout round. So look. I'm just glad to know that the World Cup so far, from what I've seen, I haven't seen any bad stories. It's kind of gone off without a hitch as far as security and everything else. And there has been a few brawls out there.
Don't let Paulie row a boat in Times Square. He doesn't like the Norwegians rowing a boat in Times Square. Come on. Give us a break.
I couldn't get any tickets to see the Red Sox either. They're all bought up by Scots.
Now, did you see they were all at the Marlin game the last couple of nights because they're playing Brazil and Miami tonight. So
what's Scotland's situation? Are they done?
No, they have a win. They have 3 points, so there's a good chance they're going through. They're probably in for a bad scene with Brazil this evening.
Oh,
but Brazil versus Scotland in Miami tonight. So probably isn't going to go very well for them.
So here's the match.
Put it that way.
This is tonight. So you got Morocco and Haiti.
Yeah.
Scotland and Brazil, you just mentioned. South Africa and South. How the South Koreans doing?
They're doing great. I have a
your boys Czechia playing Mexico. Nice.
Czechia against Mexico tonight. Mexico's in the same situation as the United States. They have already won their group.
I can't even pronounce that. Who is that? What country is that?
That's the Ivory Coast. Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh man.
They're playing Curacao tomorrow. Tunisia against the Dutch.
I tell you what, I'm gonna. You know what? Let's have. You know what? I'm calling winning the World Cup this year. Holland. Thank you.
Well, that'd be a little bit of a long shot. Do you know that they have played in the most World Cup finals without winning? This is the year.
This is the year.
Les Orange, they call themselves. Les Orange.
The Orange
You're going
Army.
with them.
The Orange Army. Let's go.
So the World Cup, very exciting stuff with us here going forward. All right. Did you
I'll tell you, knockout round. We'll be here. Let's go for it. We'll do some who you gots, and I'll be in. I'll be ready.
I'll tell you right now
what's going on. All right.
We next Wednesday's show. We're gonna have a big who you got and a big build up for the United States
right,
in their knockout game that day.
And I'm in.
So
right, I'm in.
that's a big scene.
Maybe I'll even bring. I'll row here in Borrelli's. Okay, just rowing, and I'll stand. Maybe for next Wednesday show, I will stand like this for 90 minutes.
Row the boat.
Does Congo have a chance? By the way, Congo doesn't have a chance.
They lost last night, but if they beat Uzbekistan on Saturday, they're gonna get through.
All right.
So then you could get your man in a knockout game, standing there with the hand up the whole time.
He made the trip, man.
All right. Did you watch any of the NBA draft last night?
I did not. I'm sorry. I apologize. Had some work to do.
DeBanson, nothing really out of the sorts. DeBanson went first to the Wizards. Darren Peterson went to the Jazz. Cameron Boozer.
Where's from? Where's he from? What school?
BYU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Caleb Wilson from North Carolina went fourth to the Bulls. Keaton Wagler from Illinois went fifth to the Clips. So here's where your problem is. The Nets were picking sixth. Now, this Darius, this Acuff from Arkansas, I think is going to be a phenomenal player. And the Nets passed on him for this Brown from Louisville, who's a little bit of a better defender. He's a good three-point shooter, Brown, but I think Acuff's a game-changing type of player. So I'm a little if I was a bigger Net fan, I'd be a little annoyed, honestly, that they didn't take Acuff. But some Net fans have told me they like it because this guy Brown plays defense. I want a guy who could take a game over and score. So I'd rather have Acuff.
It's all good stuff. Any of these players drafted last night right into lineups next year or no?
Oh, all the guys at the top, yeah. I mean, DeBanson's he's gonna be a phenomenal player. Peterson's Peterson's thing at Kansas was, he missed games. He was in and out. So interesting to see how that goes with the Jazz, who have built themselves a nice little team. The Thunder with the 12th pick, because the Thunder, even though they're in a very good team now every year, they still have tons of draft picks. They took the kid from Michigan, Mara, who's 7'3", big center, and they kind of think of him as someone who can defend Wemby. They obviously had some problems with that in the playoffs this year, so they get this Mara from Michigan. That Yaxel from Michigan, who was on the team, went to Golden State. So now the Knicks had the 24th pick, but they traded it out. And then they had the 25th pick, and they traded that out. So the Knicks kind of have just been trading guys out. They didn't really take anyone last night. They kind of accrued more second-round picks and things for the future. But all in all, Paulie, not everything that at the top that people expected to happen kind of happened. But one thing that happened the day before that, Giannis to the Heat.
Yeah.
How about that? Giannis to the Heat.
Now, that was a little – I think we talked about it. Everybody's talking about possibly, Knicks before, obviously, the playoff run of the championship. Was that ever a possibility or –
Wait, for who? For the
Knicks to get them?
I think that was more last summer, kind of before. Now, that I don't think it was really a possibility now that they've won this team, because you would really have to bust this team up to make that. It would have taken, Cat and plus more to make that happen. And I think when you win a championship,
I'm just saying.
There was talk last summer, absolutely, of that happening. There was a lot of talk of that. But it seems like, once again, this is another situation where, Giannis kind of told them, I only want to go to Miami. And now to be fair, Paulie, I mean, they got a hell of a haul back.
Well, my eyes, and I apologize, folks, for not having all the GMs in the NBA right up here in the skull here. But is Pat Riley the GM?
He's run the Heat since he's been there, yeah.
So he's still there?
Yeah, he's like 80 whatever years old, and runs the Heat.
I wasn't sure if I was looking at AI the other day.
No, he still runs the team.
Holy cow.
He still runs the team. Wow. The Bucks got Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaquez Jr., 3 first-round picks, which included number 13 last night, that meant that they took with that pick. So, I mean, they did get a pretty sizable haul back. Now, these star deals are tricky, Paulie. For the most part, usually the team getting the star is the one that wins these deals, but that is a lot of pieces that Milwaukee gets back in return, and their hands were kind of tied. The one thing that this is different from a lot of other times that this happens is at least he did bring him a championship.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes, whether it's hockey or basketball or whatever, someone's at a place for a long time and they kind of ask out, which is what Giannis did. I think the reason why it should be a little bit of a softer blow for the Buck fan is he did win you a title.
Yeah.
Which the team hadn't, obviously won in forever. I guess the 70s was the last time the Bucks had won before that. So I don't think you could be mad at the guy going out the door because he did bring you something. He did get you across the finish line, which is what really matters at the end of the day.
Now the Knicks are going to have to deal with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they do.
Yes.
Tommy will be out
Come
there.
on in.
Tommy will be here in a
Come
second.
on in. Open.
So
we're talking about sports. We're live on the air. You want to come out? Come on. Yes, a little bit. Yes.
They did. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. And Borrelli's, buddy. It happens.
Good stuff, man.
People walk in, they have questions.
And we're here to
you gotta
answer
them
as much as we can.
And believe it or not, our time is done for today, which is sad.
That's what happens, man, when you start the show.
We're rolling
talking
through
about lollipops.
Wow, the lollipop, man. Will he have a lollipop tonight after hitting the homer last night? I say yes. That's a good who you got. Will Jazz have a lollipop at second base tonight afterwards?
I don't want to talk about it anymore. No more lollipops.
No more lollipops.
And I love lollipops, by the way. I really do. I do love them.
We're back tomorrow, noon East, on a Thursday. I predict it will be a doors open Thursday, and we will have a lot to get into, including, like I mentioned, the United States does play Turkey tomorrow night. So we have that going for us.
And we'll talk about these games.
Yankee Sox tomorrow night.
Yankee Sox tomorrow. And we'll talk about some of the ramifications after these World Cup games tonight. A lot of games.
Oh, huge for Canada. Just huge.
You got anything on the line tonight? Anything you got?
I got this Canada play on the line is big on the line.
That's the one?
Me.
Yeah.
So I have a parlay of United States, Mexico, and Canada to all win their group.
Okay.
So the United States and Mexico have already won their group.
All right.
And if Canada were to win their group tonight, it would be a very good win for me. Very good win for me. So we'll see how it goes for me later on as they play the Swiss at 3:00 East in Vancouver.
The Juggernaut,
the Swiss. But we are back tomorrow, noon East, here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Mike Carver, Paul Cuthbert. Enjoy the rest of the day. We will see you tomorrow. Woo!